Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. So we are in the dog days of winter. Is there such a thing? What do we call it when we're like deep into the winter? I know in the summer it's dog days of summer, but I'm in that portion of the winter where the holidays are over and everything is just cold and dark and sad, and I'm trying to keep upbeat about it, but it's hard not to complain. I'm going to try not to, but I did find a remedy. If I just get my behind out of bed and out of the house, get dressed, put some makeup on, and get out into the world and interact, even if I step into the coffee shop and order a coffee and I see some people face to face, head into the grocery store instead of doing grocery pickup. Just interacting with people makes such a big difference, even if you're not having like lunch with a friend or anything like that, but you're just seeing human beings is so good for the soul, in my opinion. And my Bible study took a break after Thanksgiving until now. We'll be starting back up again. So I wasn't even seeing my ladies, my Bible study ladies. And that usually is a great, check-in, a great time to interact and socialize with human beings. And so I've been really missing that. We are starting it up again. I think this Tuesday, I need to double check that. I need to look at my calendar, but we're starting a new study too. We did Colossians in the fall and winter, and now we're doing Jesus and Women. I can't remember what the study's called, but that's essentially what it's about. And I'm really excited about that because it's going to be good. I just know it. So anyways, a little off topic. Today being the dog days of winter, I'm just going to use that phrase till one of you tells me what I'm supposed to be saying. I wanted to do a dusky rose pink makeup look using items from my stash, old favorites that I've kind of forgotten about. Many of these are products I've bought again and again and again. Some of them I've forgotten about, some I never forget about because they're just that good. And it's funny that the products that are like that are usually drugstore products. They're just like, this is my holy grail. I don't ever want to not have it. So I'm going to be using those products too to create this soft, rosy, glowy winter rose makeup look. So let's just jump in and get started. Okay, so I am going to start just by freshening up my skincare. When I wake up in the morning, I wash off my nighttime skincare with a very, very gentle cleanser. And then I just put on a little essence or toner. And then I put on my like moisturizer, sunblock, or serum, whatever I'm using for the day. And then I go and have my morning coffee. And then by the time I come up and do my makeup, it's soaked in, but I like to add a little bit of extra hydration. And so lately I've been just spritzing on a little bit of MAC Fix Plus Prep and Prime. And this is good for so many things, but one of the things is kind of like adding some hydration. And I used up my rose one that I really like for the morning. So I've moved on to my lavender, and I'm quickly getting through this. I need to pick up another one, but I just give my face like a little spritz of this. And it has glycerin in it and a lot of other really good ingredients for your skin. And it adds like that layer of hydration without making your skin too slippy or greasy or anything like that. And then the other thing I usually do, and I already did it, is put on a depuffing eye cream, either the MAC instant recovery one for the eyes, or lately I've been really loving this from Origins, and this is the to-go version of their eye cream. It usually comes in a pot, and this one has like a little sponge applicator on it, and you just run it. Oh, there's still plenty on the sponge from this morning. You run it underneath your eyes. You can run it over here to kind of depuff and brighten up your eyes. I did talk about this recently in a video, so I'm not going to go on and on about this eye cream, but I really like this a lot for a daytime eye cream. The two I use have a lot of caffeine in them, and it's high in the ingredient list, so it's really good at depuffing, which I need in the morning. I'm so sensitive to some of the things that I eat lately because I've been eating so badly over the holidays, and I don't know, everything seems rounder and puffier, and some of you might be able to relate. Okay, so I think I'm going to do my eye makeup first today, and I am crazy about Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes lately. I just love them. them. And I do have this palette here, and this is the Naked 3, and it's a lot of pinky and mauve shades. And what I love about this is that it is really great for all year round, but this palette is the perfect kind of dusky, rosy mauve, pinky shades for winter. They're not really, I mean, certainly you can wear them in the summertime, but they're more, I don't know, to me, like more wintry pinks. And like most Urban Decay palettes, you have a mix of beautiful shimmers and sheens and mattes. And I'll tell you if what I'm using is a matte or a sheen or shimmer, but there aren't any like pressed glitters in this palette. And to be honest, I'm glad, because I feel like I waste pressed glitters when they're in a palette. I often use a little, again, the Prep and Prime on a brush, like a blender or shader brush, and go into the sheens, and that makes them a little more metallic in appearance, and that's what I prefer. So I love this palette, and I just wanted to show you that I also have the mini palette for travel. I know it's a little redundant, but I'm determined to get through these products, at least to make a big dent in them. And the mini palette, I've heard people on YouTube and reviewers say that it's not as good as the big palette, and not as good meaning you can't create as many looks, obviously, or that the colors may not be as pigmented and yada, yada, yada. But I find that this is very well curated. I think for every grouping of 4 in this palette, they created a shade that's sort of like a mix, and it's beautiful. I love it. So this is a really nice mini palette to have if you don't like large palettes or don't think you'd use all the shades in a large palette, which I would in this palette. They're all so like right up my street. You know, I like very kind of natural, simple eye looks, but this is really great too. So I don't know which one I'm going to go into, but I'll let you know. And I think I'm going to do my eyes first, because I can clean up then using the rest of my makeup. And I'm just using a little Lorac eyelid primer. I'm trying to use up products that have been sitting unused. That's kind of a goal of mine this year. I'm going to try my best to refrain from purchasing a lot of new makeup, and instead I'm going to use what I have, because I've got plenty of makeup, and a lot of it you might already have as well. And I did purchase a few new things over Cyber, like Black Friday sales through the holidays, and then I had my birthday, Christmas, and our anniversary, and I got some gift cards and things like that. So I do have some new things that have arrived, and I'll show those to you, but I think I'm done unless something really tempting happens this year. I think I've got pretty much everything I need for just about every category. I can look into my stash and find products to use. So it's like a forgotten favorites kind of thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with this creamy matte right here. It's such a pretty creamy color, and it's very complementary to the dusky pinks and mauves in this palette. It's like a cool toned cream, not a warm toned cream. And it's just perfect for just setting your eyelid primer and creating that really nice smooth base for what you put on top. And now I'm going to take just like a nice e.l.f. crease brush. I love these brushes. And I'm going to go in with this soft pink right here. And it's called a Limit. And it's just a very soft and dusky pink or mauve. It doesn't really have a lot of peach in it, but it does have a little bit of peach. And it's very light, and I'm just putting it all over the crease up to my brow bone for a nice transition shade. Now I'm going to go in with this matte shade right here, and it's called Nooner. And again, it's just like a dusky mauve, but it's in a deeper shade than Limit that I put in the crease. And this I'm applying to the outer corner, and I'm going to blend it up and out to the tail of my brow. And again, it does have like maybe a little bit of peach tones, but it's definitely more of a mauvey pink. If you were to, like, is it a gray pink or a brown pink? You know, sometimes brown can look warmer. These are cooler, so I would say that they're more like grayish pinks. I'm trying to get better about analyzing eyeshadow shades. So have any of you been shopping the sales that Sephora and Ulta have been having for skincare? I know Sephora just had like their skincare 20% off. I made the mistake of stumbling in there just with some extra time I had, and it was so crowded. Women were really stocking up on their skincare, and now Ulta's having their, like, each day of the week, different skincare on sale. If you haven't been paying attention to that and you need some new skincare, it's been going on, I think, for a week now, but I did take note that tomorrow they have Sunday Riley CEO Glow oil, and I love that oil. I'm so tempted to pick it up. I think it's going to be like 50% off. Okay, I hope I don't mess things up here. I'm really just playing, and I've never done this look before, but now I'm going to go even deeper with this shade Factory. And again, it's kind of like just going deeper onto the shade range. Looks very similar to Limit and Nooner, which I've already put on, but deeper. And I'm just going to build that up like right into the outer corner here and add some depth, maybe into the crease. Ooh, that's really pretty. This palette is so pretty. It looks like, I don't know, it's just like a nice everyday palette. You could wear it to work. You could wear it to church. And if you are somebody who's like going out at night and raving, you might want to pick up something that has some pressed glitters in it and things like that. This one isn't really, you know, it's really kind of like safe, pretty, sweet shades. But I think you could build it up for a really dramatic nighttime look, because we still have this shade right here. And I might try to pull it in and do something with it, but I'm not sure what. So, and if you have the mini palette, there's a very deep shade here, but this one's a matte and it's kind of a gray shade. Ooh, it's really pretty too. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's a sparkly shade, a soft, sparkly, peachy pink shade called Dust. And I'm just going to place this in the outer corner here. Or the inner corner. The inner corner, not the outer corner. And then I'm going to take a little of it on my finger and highlight my brow bone. That's really pretty. It's really soft. Has a little bit of sparkle to it, but so, I think it's like so beautiful and user-friendly on any kind of skin type, whether you're mature and have like some crepey skin, or if you're really young and have that bouncy skin that young people have, it will look beautiful on anyone. And I picked up a little more of it. Look how pretty that is. It's sort of like a champagne pink. And I'm just going to rub it into the inner corner a little bit with my finger. It's so light that, like, even if you get a little bit messy with it, it won't even make a difference. It's very, very light. You could stop here, or you could do something more intense. I think I'm going to try getting my finger wet with a little Prep and Prime. And pick it up. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Look at that. It has that beautiful sheeny shine. See, you don't need to have those palettes that have those wow in your face glitter shades. You can make them yourself by getting your finger wet. I really do like to use the Fix Plus Prep and Prime for that, because it does have glycerin and slippy ingredients. It's not like just using water. I think it helps kind of hydrate the shadows and hydrate your lid. And now I'm just going to use this teeny tiny little brush. I think this is a little brush that came with my brow pomade from Milani. There's two shades here, Dark Side and Dark Heart. And in this one, they have one shade that looks like a combination of the two. Dark Side is more of a gray, deep gray mauve. And it looks like this. And then Dark Heart is just deep and dark, and it has a little bit of shimmer to it. See that? And then if I go in the mini palette and pick up Spiced here, It's like a combination of the two. I do think that the mini palette is very well curated. It has like the best of each little grouping, and it's so compact for on the go. I don't have any of these other mini palettes from Urban Decay, but there's so many of them out right now, and I'm not gonna buy them, but I'm so tempted. I'm just gonna do what I typically do for eyeliner, which is use a shadow. And I'm using the one from the mini palette, but you could, if you have the large palette, you could use Dark Side or Dark Heart, whichever you prefer. And I'm just kind of dragging that along my lower lash line and creating that little bit of a wing. So we're still having some gray days here. The sun just will not shine. And it's not as foggy as it's been. I don't mean to complain about the weather. It's just last winter was a very, very sunny winter. And when we have a sunny winter, my mood stays high all winter, even if it's freezing cold. But this lack of sunshine, man, it just like zaps the soul. Do any of you feel that way? I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. And I'm just gonna kind of push it up into my lash line too. I'm so glad that I didn't put on my eyeshadow after I applied my base because I was pretty messy, but I think I didn't have to be as careful, so I wasn't. Kind of nice, right? So I'm gonna use my Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape, and I have stopped using this because I've been using the Lancome Tint Idol eye concealer, and I've also been using the NARS Creamy Concealer, and I kind of forgot about this one. And this has been my favorite for years and years. I like the creamy one, not the regular one. And I actually have a backup of it. This is the backup. I opened it. And then I moved on to other things. So I need to use this up. And I'm reminded of how much I like it when I'm using it. I might go back to this one. And for foundation, I'm using an old favorite, and this is my favorite luminous foundation from Anastasia, and this is the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. It just comes in this nice glass bottle. It has a pump, and I really like that it has a little bit of a luminous finish, but it's not so luminous that it interferes. Like my skin gets oily in the T-zone, and it doesn't get like overly oily. It kind of controls the oil, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I'm gonna put it on with my Oval, I think this is the Oval 7 from Artis. And this is an old favorite too that I haven't used for a while. And I'm gonna be using this a lot more because I saw so many people talking about this brush on YouTube, and I really wanted it. And it was finally on sale at Von Maur, the department store by my house. So I picked it up. I think I got it for like $35, and it's normally like $70. And it is a wonderful brush. It's everything that like Nisha uses it. I know Melissa 55 had one. A lot of beautiful like bigger YouTubers used it and love it. And it did not disappoint me at all. But I went on to so many other foundation brushes. So I'm pulling this bad boy out again this year, and I'm going to be using it a lot. If you can find this on sale, if I can find it on sale, I'll link it. I don't think I'd ever pay that much for it, like the full price. I don't know, I might though. It's a really nice brush. It just applies the most beautiful finish of foundation. That was like just one go around, and I'm just really kind of buffing it in. And this foundation is so, so pretty. The way it looks right now, once it dries, it will not oxidize or change color on you during the day. And it doesn't ever look cakey. I never apply a lot of it. I always go with like a thin coat. I think it's a medium coverage. It can be built up to maybe more of a full coverage. Really beautiful foundation. I'm going to be comparing this to the NARS Longwear Radiant Foundation and see which one I like more of the two. But yeah, I'm just having so much fun shopping my stash, falling in love with my old favorite. This isn't an old favorite, but it is a new favorite, and it's from Too Faced. I got it during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, and this is the brow wig. And I really like this product a lot. I already did it, but I just thought I'd mention it in case any of you want a product for kind of like that bushy brow look, a little bit messed up. They're not so precise and perfect. This is just really great for like on the go, and it does stay put all day long. It never smears or does anything I don't like. I would recommend it. I'm gonna line my upper lash line with Physicians Formula Lash Booster Eyeliner, and I never forget about this product. I have used this the longest of any liquid eyeliner, and it's my favorite. It is glossy, so if you like a matte finish, you might not necessarily like this one, but I don't mind a glossy finish, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on. The Honest Beauty mascara was my HG mascara for years and years, and I'm sure if you've been watching me, you have seen me use this. It's got a primer on one end that I let dry down, and then it's got the mascara on the other. I was going to do an Honest Beauty Get Ready With Me because I have several of their makeup products, and then I started thinking, well, I should do a Clean Beauty Get Ready With Me to kick off the new year, and I was gonna do Mineral Fusion, which is one of my favorite brands. But then I thought I could do Ilia, or I could do PYT Beauty, which is more of like a little bit nicer drugstore brand, or Glossier, or I think that's it. Or I can do a combination of all of them. So if you would like to see just like a Clean Beauty, really good vetted products get ready with me, let me know down in the comment section and I'll plan for that, because I have so many beautiful like cleaner beauty products and they're cruelty free, and I think they're pretty affordable as well. So yeah, let me know, is there a certain brand out of the ones I mentioned? Because the ones I mentioned, I have the products already and I don't need to go out and purchase more. So Ilia, PYT, Mineral Fusion, Glossier, or even Physicians Formula. I've got plenty of that too. Let me know. And it dries so beautifully. It doesn't flake, it doesn't smear. I could even take a nap and I won't wake up with raccoon eyes. Just a really good, underrated product. I think this is $13 for a tube and it lasts a really long time. I always have this in my collection. I never forget about it. I never forget about this or the Physicians Formula eyeliner. They're just like staples. Oh, I recently talked to you all about cream-based bronzers, and I didn't mention any powder bronzers. And I did that because cream bronzers are really, really popular right now. Every company is coming out with their own version of a cream-based bronzer. And a lot of ladies are trying them for the first time, or deciding they love them, or deciding that they don't like them at all. And some of you had asked me about powder bronzers, and I do have some favorite powder bronzers, and they're old standbys, HG products, and my favorite are Park Avenue Princess from Tarte. That is a long-wearing Amazonian clay waterproof bronzer. And I also like Hoola from Benefit. So I have a box of Hoola here, and I'm not about to hit pan, but it's pretty well used. And I love Hoola. This is the original Hoola, so it's really good for those of you who have my skin tone, or I think it's kind of pretty universal. If you have a deeper skin tone, they do have a Hoola in a deeper tone now. But this is the original, and I think it looks pretty good on my skin tone without making me look like I'm putting dirt or anything on my face. It doesn't look muddy or anything like that. And I just kind of do the three, or E, or is that the opposite? Anyway, you're seeing me like I'm looking in a mirror. So anyway, an E or a 3, and I hit right beneath my cheekbones, my jawline. Sometimes I go down my neck and even hit my collarbones a little bit. And of course, the top of my forehead. Oh, and the bridge. I just go like right across my nose like that to make it look like I have a little color. So before cream blushes and like moussey type blushes became as popular as they are right now, Stila had some beautiful cream blushes, and they were my old standbys. Like before I had a YouTube channel, even they've been around a really long time. And I hate for people to discount them just because it's an older product. And I have 2 of the shades. I have Ilium and I have Peony, and they're slightly different. I'll swatch them for you. This is Ilium, And I like them because they're not sticky or greasy. They're just really well done cream blushes. So one is a little peachier and one is a little more dusky pink, which is kind of the color I'm going with today. I don't want to use the warmer one because I'm doing like a cool pink makeup look. So I am going to go in with Peony, the pinky one. And yeah, if you've never tried these, they're so good. They've been around a long time. And what I like to do is just pick it up with my finger and press it onto my cheeks where I want it. And then just kind of pull it down like into like the bronzer. They blend out so beautifully that I don't think I can do it any better with a brush. And they have enough kind of like waxiness to them that they don't make a mess all over your face. Like sometimes when I use like the Maybelline cheek heats, those little tubes, or every brand makes them. ColourPop makes them, Glossier makes them. They're like a little tube and it's kind of liquidy. I feel that I still need to use a brush because when I'm blending them out, I don't know, they just look like a kid finger painting on my cheek. And I still like them. I just have to use some strategies to apply them. But this is just beautiful every time. I'm gonna blend a little bit up here, and I do have kind of a lot on right now, so I'm just gonna continue to blend. And it will just sink in beautifully to my skin, and it will leave my skin feeling really hydrated, and it won't ever look cakey or accentuate like my fine lines when I smile. You know, you get those crow's claws as they go down even deeper when you get older. It just looks beautiful every time. I'm just gonna apply some Laura Mercier setting powder, and this was my favorite. It's still one of my favorite. Every time I use it, I think, why do I just like not use this all the time? And I'm just gonna set that cream blush. Since I used a Radiant foundation today, I'm setting it, but if I used a matte foundation, I usually don't add on any additional powder. If I use a Radiant foundation, because I do have an oily T-zone, I do like to set everything. For years and years, MAC Soft and Gentle was my favorite highlighter. It still is just a beautiful highlighter. It's like a champagne with some like pinky tones in it. Just so, so pretty. It's from their mineralized range. So, so pretty. And I love MAC Soft and Gentle. So I'm just gonna apply that like right at the tops of my cheekbones. You could use your finger or you could use a brush. Get the tip of my nose, like right here on my forehead. Cupid's bow. For lips, I'm going to use Too Faced Too Femme, and I got this about this time last year when the Too Femme collection came out, the pastel eyeshadow, the beautiful blush, and the lipstick. I do have all that, and I think the new pink palette is a pastel-y palette, and it's a little bit, it's not similar to the Too Femme, but I think at the end of the day, you'll accomplish the same type of look. If you would like me to do a look using the pastels in Too Femme, let me know. But this is a beautiful lipstick, and as far as I know, you can still get the lipstick and the eyeshadow palette, and it's really marked down. I think the eyeshadow palette is just like a little over $20 now, and these are all over the place. Really good. They have that little balmy core in the middle that's shaped like a heart. And like I said, my shade is Too Femme. Look what a pretty pink that is. And I'm just going to top it with a teeny bit of gloss from NYX Lingerie. And this is sort of like a milky pinky shade that reminds me a little bit of White Russian from Buxom, where it kind of lightens up your lipstick a little bit. See what I mean? It's a little bit creamy, but it's also nice and balmy, but doesn't slide around. So that's how that looks. And yeah, this is the finished look. I actually thought I would chat with you a lot more during this video because I took notes and things to talk about with you. I had some talking points, but I was busy talking about the makeup. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have some of these items in your stash. Let me know what kinds of videos you'd like to see, any brands that you would like me to review for you. If I have some of them in my collection, I'd be happy to do that. And yeah, I'm gonna bring you in close so you can see this. Just like a dusky rose makeup look for winter. I think it's a beautiful way to wear pinks that aren't too pastel or springy pinks. They're not too bright, just sort of mellow pinks. And I hope you enjoyed this. Go ahead and let me know down in the comment section if you'd like to see a clean beauty video, and if so, what brands you're interested in, or if you just want to see a mix of different brands. And also let me know if you're interested in seeing the Too Femme Pastel palette review. It's a year later and I have all the products, but I love them and I've never reviewed them on my channel. It wouldn't be a review as much as it would be just to get ready with me. You can still find the products online. I think all but the blush. The blush is beautiful and tricky to find, but I bet there's a dupe. So anyways, I was great spending some time with you. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment and any questions down in the comment section, and have a blessed and beautiful day.